So today's topic that I want to share with you, first I'm going to answer your questions, then I'm going to share with you some activities if you like, and we can just do it together. I will just share some of the techniques which maybe is interesting for Hari as well, to how to create stories online in Zoom or maybe in life in general. So as I told you, my name is Elena. I've been teaching English at Cavakishvili University, Tbilisi. I'm also the founder of organization English Teacher Space. I like educational psychology, humanistic approaches in pedagogy. I'm also the a teacher and student motivator. I like this topic, motivation and transformation in education. So first, I think it would be good if I answered your questions, right? So I wrote here some of the questions that...
Actually, these are the questions my students are supposed to ask because they have the feeling that they ask these questions.
Yeah, that is good. And thank you for just letting me know because I had to think about that. So it's not easy to us just randomly. But I want to know who is the author of this question. What was invented in Georgia?
So what was invented in Georgia? Who can, I think, who opted this question?
Yeah.
Yes, you can ask now.
Okay. Can you introduce yourself, please?
Yes, ma'am. Hi, ma'am. I am Sai Surya. I am completed my 6th grade. I am 12 years old. My hobbies are reading books, playing games, and watching TV. My future ambition is to become a police officer. I would like to ask a question. Can I ask?
For sure. Great. Future police officer. Great. Fantastic. Okay, you can ask me.
What was invented in Georgia?
Okay, so you are interested what was invented in Georgia many years ago or what is just now? Maybe I can answer both of them. Okay, Georgia is the country which existed even 2000 years before Christ. You know, it's too antique country. And I will share now with you one interesting just a minute. Some of the interesting items that is connected to Georgia. Can you see the screen shared? These are the most important things that you can remember about Georgia. So Georgia is located in East Europe, which is called East Europe, right? So these are 5 oldest artifacts from Georgia that changed the world, we can say. So scientists believe that the old Europeans first lived on Georgian territory, and it is proved by the sensational discovery, which was made in 1990s, and there were 2 the ancient humans who were discovered, Zezva and Mzia. They are called Zezva and Mzia, and the Homo georgicus. Besides, they proved that these are the oldest representatives of human species after the ones that were discovered in Africa. So scientists think that they were Europeans. So the oldest Europeans come from Georgia. Another one is, you can see here, thread, which was also first is thought, by the scientists or archaeologists, it was created on Georgian territory. Actually, I'm not going to talk about in details. You just can look at it. Third one is wine. You know, first wine, 8,000 years old. It is, Georgia is famous for wine making, winery, because first wine was really made in Georgia centuries ago, we can say like that. So this is there is the kind of kvevi. Kvevi is the kind of the source which is put in the ground. And I will just read a few words about how wine is made. This small but very generous country did a huge favor to the humanity by figuring out how to make wine. Many years ago, our ancestors noticed that if you squeeze the juice from the grapes, pour it into the jug, cover it with all the remaining pressed cake, and wait for hours, fermentation will begin, and after that you will get miraculous drink, which is called wine. This is wine, and it's called cha-cha. Okay, first one, which is also very important and precious thing for Georgians, is golden mines. You can see here, and look at this. This is the golden, I will just minimize it. 6,000 years old. These were the precious things found by archaeologists also many years ago. And the last one you can see is metallurgy, or something craft. So this is some of the most important things that Georgia has, and we can be proud of it. Thank you very much. The next question is, what is unique about Georgia? Who is the author of this
Who
question?
opted this question? Who opted the second question? What is unique about Georgia?
Okay, unique, yes, we can say the unique is our religion, because we are Christians. I mean, we became Christians, we converted to Christianity. It was in 337, as I remember, 337 in the beginning years. I mean, AD, not before Christ for sure, AD. And it's 4th century, you know, it's too long that we have been Christians, and our religion is very precious for us, and this is unique thing we can say. Orthodox, not Catholics, we are Orthodox, and this is very important for us to be Christians. So the next question is, what food is Georgia known for?
Who can ask this question? Third question.
Sir, can I?
Yes.
Yeah, for sure, for sure.
Hello, ma'am. My name is Bhagyashree. I have completed my 8th grade. My hobbies are reading books and playing games. My future ambition is to become a doctor. What food is
nice
Georgia known for?
Yeah, good question. Yeah, okay. So when you visit Georgia, you should go and eat like this food. Khinkali. This is called like the dumplings, you know, right? So this is the meat, boiled meat in the dough here, and it's I mean, delicious. You know, all the tourists are fond of this food. And another one is hachapuri, which has different, you know, different types. We have different types of hachapuri according to the regions of Georgia. Georgia has a lot of regions. I mean, Georgia is very small country, but it has different regions. West Georgia has different regions, and East Georgia also have different regions. So we have different kinds of hachapuri. Hachapuri is made of cheese cooked into the dough. So it's not boiled, it is just cooked, maybe fried. You can fry it in the oven, or as well as on the frying pan. So it's too tasty also, and you should try these two just meals. Okay, first question was, are public schools good in Georgia? Who is the author of
who opted this question?
Okay.
Sir,
good.
can I?
Yes.
Yeah.
Hello, ma'am.
Hi.
This is Nandini. I have completed my 7th grade. Would you allow me to ask a question?
For sure. You are welcome.
Are public schools good in Georgia?
Okay. So I don't know what you mean by good, but you know, Georgia is a developing country. So I think we have a lot of problems in schools. And the schools, actually, I'm not very satisfied, because when I see my daughter how they teach, I'm also a teacher. I want more from the teachers. Hari, you will agree, right? We need more. more education, some better system, etc. But in general, yes, I would say that we are developing and we are under reformation. But the way we have a lot of Indian students here, I mean at university, not at school, at university, they are studying a medical faculty, studying on medical faculty, and they are really very good students. I also have had one of them. So thank you for the question.
Yeah, glad to know that
Thank
many
you.
Indian students.
Yeah, we
studying
have
in your
lots of Indian
universities.
students here. Lots of Indian students, yes. So are public schools good in Georgia? No, well, what city has the best schools in Georgia? This, who is the author of the question?
Yes. Who after the next question?
Sir,
Yes, Shruti.
hello ma'am. Myself Shruti. I
Hello.
have completed 7th grade. May I pose you a question?
Okay, yes, for sure.
What city has best schools in Georgia?
Okay, so the capital of Georgia, guys, is Tbilisi. We also, this is in the East Georgia, and we also have the city of Kutaisi, which is also a large city. This is in the, well, I mean, in the East Georgia. At the moment, where I am living at the moment is East Georgia, and the capital of Georgia is Tbilisi. So another big city is in the West Georgia, and it is Kutaisi. And both of them have very good schools, but there are also some other schools in the regions which are quite good and give good education to children. But mostly these are private schools. You know, we have public schools and private schools. And as far as the education system in Georgia is still under reformation, the public schools are better. I think so. But it depends on the teacher, you know. We also have very qualified teachers who teach quite well in public schools as well. So these two cities prevail. I mean, Tbilisi and Kutaisi.
Okay. Who
Very
can ask
good.
the next question?
What is education level in Georgia?
Yes.
I have question.
Yes.
Okay,
Ask.
you are welcome.
Hello ma'am. Hello
Hi.
ma'am. My name is Jagdish. I am studying 8th grade at ZPHS Sailevaram. My hobbies are playing games and watching TV. My future ambition is to become an English teacher. Can I pose you a question, ma'am?
For sure.
What is education level in Georgia, ma'am?
Okay, thank you for the question. Very interesting that you are interested in this, I mean, the level of education. Thank you very much. You know, this is very, I would say this, it's not easy to answer this question because as far as we are developing country, we always have, I mean, a lot of ministers of education in Georgia, you know, so we have a lot of reformation systems, etc. So I think at the moment, as far as we are developing, so we are just always, I mean, ongoing development of education system. I think it's somehow medieval, not the best, I would say, but not bad, because Georgia has acquired a lot of new methods and new approaches in education. So we are improving, really. We are improving, and you might know about Russia, right? The country which is nowadays, I mean, has a really bad reputation because of the war in Ukraine, and we are post-Soviet Union country, which really is a difficult stuff, you know, which is difficult for us because this kind of the big country is always occupying the small country, and we're a small country, and it's difficult for us to develop, you know, because of the Russia being our neighbor. So, but I think some of the things really are improving in Georgian education system, and the level of education is not low, but it's not very high. It's somewhere in the middle. Okay.
Who after the
Thank
next
you so
question?
much.
Thank you for your answer. Thank you for your answer.
I think I don't have questions here, but if you want to ask me some other questions, you are welcome.
Okay. Elena,
Hello, ma'am.
Hello.
I'm Saina Agastri. I finished my seventh grade. I proudly delighted to take an opportunity to interact with you, ma'am. I would like to ask a question. Can I ask?
For sure, you can ask.
What tenses need to be mastered in order to narrate a story?
Yeah, good question. You need to know all the tenses for sure. When we speak English, we need to know grammar. Maybe no, I mean grammar not so well, but we need grammar. But past tenses prevail. If you retell a story, it means that you retell a story that had already happened. So it means that we need past tenses to retell a story. But if we use, for example, direct speech is when you repeat the word by word, the sentence by a speaker. For example, when you say like, Elena said, uh, I'm very happy today because I'm meeting the children from India or students from India. When you say like that and you repeat my words word by word, this is direct, direct speech, and you have to use this sentence in the present tense. But when you say that Elena said that she was happy, this is indirect speech, and then you convert this into past tense. So in general, when we use story, we need to talk we need to use past tense in general. Okay, I think I can just offer some of the exercise, some of the tasks.
yes,
Not
yes.
tasks,
I
but
think we are eagerly waiting for that.
okay, actually, everybody's life is a story, right? My life is a story, and your life is a story. Will be a story when you become older. You will have to retell about your childhood. Actually, my childhood is a story nowadays, right? So when we retell a story, it's very interesting. What is the product? So what kind of story will it be? But the process of creating a story is also very interesting and very fun. It should be fun, right? So, you know Einstein, who says that intelligence is not, the true sign of intelligence is not knowledge, but imagination. So we all know that we have imagination. And through imagination, you can travel all around the world, not stay only in India or in Georgia, but you can travel around the world. And this is your ability. You don't have to be taught about your imagination. All of the people in the world have imagination. But teachers maybe sometimes don't tell us that we have imagination and we have to learn a lot of things. But still, there is something in our mind that we don't have to learn. We have it naturally. And I love this guy who is from Australia, John Westenberg. He says that storytelling is the greatest technology that humans have ever created. So not only artificial intelligence, not only computer and etc., but storytelling is also a technology. So let's imagine that we are using technology now at the moment. So today I'm going to just share with you three very good activities. But if you become bored, I can use only two. I don't know. I will just ask you, okay? But I really want to share this with you. Mini story. I'm sorry. It's here. I wrote SM. Okay, so mini story. What is mini story now? So, Hari, do you teach storytelling, or do you just do your students read the story and discuss, or when you teach?
Usually, as part of our syllabus, we tend to teach a lesson, but they are not as interesting as stories. But my students love to listen to the stories.
Okay,
And yes,
but I really want you not only to listen to me. I'm not going to talk about any story today. I would like you to ask to be part of this story, and let's create a story today. Okay, so don't be scared of some kind of mistakes. We are going to write in a chat. I would like to write to you to ask you to write in a chat box here. Do you know how to write in a chat box, guys?
yes, they know how to use the chat box.
Okay, good, very good. And then we can just use also verbal technique to retell a story. Okay, now let's move on. So you know what is the most important thing scientists and experts say, that inside our head there is a script, the kind of script that really develop, and we tend to prefer stories which conform to this script. I will give an example. So just a few minutes ago, you just told me that you were 7th graders, or you have finished 7th grade, and then you want to become the kind of profession in the future. So this is also a story. So in general, all the people in the world tend to retell a story, because this is a very good means of communication, you know, and through this communication, you remember a lot of things, and then you use it in your life. So now I'm going to just let you watch the video now. Very, very good video. Just a minute. And then let's discuss it, okay?
Well, you only need the light when it's burning low. Only miss the sun when it starts to snow. Only know you love her when you let her go. Only know you've been high when you're feeling low. Only hate the road when you're missing home. Only know you love her when you let her go. And you let her go.
Okay, so who can tell me what was happening?
Yes, students, I think you have just watched a video. I think, can anybody explain briefly, so what exactly happened?
Sai, right? So who was the character of the story?
Can you explain the characters of the story, and who are the ones actually in the part of the story? Can you explain the characters? Dog, and next?
Horse.
Good, the dog and the horse. So what was the problem with the dog? Did he have a problem?
No, he want to go. He want to go to horse. He want to go to horse.
Yeah, but who was that lady?
She's pampering the dog. I'm thinking she's pampering the dog.
She wanted to adopt the dog, right? But the dog was in the the dog was living in the farm, right? And he did not want to go with the lady. So but still the farmer lets the dog go with the lady, and the other day Bobby found himself sitting in the back seat. So his name was Bobby. And Carl is searching for his friend to rescue him, right? So, and finally, what happened? Finally, Katu, can you answer?
What happened, Jagadish? Can you answer? Final. What happened finally? Yes, Saina.
Come on.
Saina, you can try. What happened finally?
Finally, the girl is there, no sir. She is taking the dog Then the horses followed the car and mm,
Good. That's true. Yes. And they saved him, right? We can say not saved, but yeah, they just followed him, and Bobby jumped out of the vehicle and hugged his friend horse family. So what could be the moral of the story? Can you say, guys, what could be the moral of the story?
So what could be the moral of the story? Can you explain?
So this is like a friendship, right? The sign of friendship. So besides this was the horse and this was a dog. They are so very close friends that they can save each other. So this is like the story all about friendship. Okay, I think I need to move further with this story, and I also had another story here that to write in the chat box, but I prefer to go to the second one. This is the story that we are now going to retell together. Oh, I'm sorry. Well, this is the activity for which you need one item, one thing that you have now around you. And for me, this is the sunglasses. I will retell the story and I will say the name of one of you. Please, I would like to ask you to participate in this story, okay? Okay. Hari, you are also welcome to participate.
Yeah, why not?
Okay, good. So this is my part of the story. And then we need to continue and build up a story together. This is like a collaborative story. So this is my sunglasses, and I just came up with an idea to write a story about high schooler, because your students also will become high schoolers, right? Or they are high schoolers at the moment, some of them. So a said high schooler. I will read the text and then somebody has to continue and use one item or one thing, subject. If anything you have around you, it could be mobile phone, it could be the book or pencil or something like that. Let's start. There was a high school boy. His name was Tom. Sometimes he was very sad. He was surfing the internet webs and social networking sites, thinking it would be fun. But still, it was not a solution for his sadness. One day, he decided to walk through city and observe people. He was curious. Maybe others were so sad too. Thus, he put on his sunglasses, like I will do it now, and left the house in a hurry. Now, Hari will continue. Please. Hari, what happened next?
Yes, left the house in a hurry. And so what happened? One day he decided to walk to the city and observe the people. He was curious, maybe others were sad too. Thus, he put on his sunglasses and left the house in a hurry. And
okay,
so while he was walking along the road, and he happened to see a few people and laughing at one another. And but some people, he watched that they were so serious, and some people were so funny. So what happened for this guy? So the people emotions are different from person to person. So he thought that the world was sad because he was sad. But in this world, some people are sad, some people are happy, some people are emotional, serious, and different. So as he was walking along the road, he watched different kinds of people with different kinds of feelings. Some were happy, some were sad, some were humorous, some were serious. And so as he was going along the road, on seeing different kinds of people, he understood one thing. Can anybody continue? Can
Yeah,
anybody
good,
create a
good.
story?
Thank you so much. So he observed a lot of emotions and faces of people. Please, 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 Naga or Nandini, can you continue, please?
Yes, just you can create a story, small
Guys, you don't have to
sentence.
be like
Yes.
perfect, not perfect English, or we are
Yes,
not
a
just
small
expecting
sentence you
anything.
can create.
We
Nagalakshmi?
just want you to participate.
Yes.
Don't be ashamed.
Yes.
Nice.
Because I created these
Yes.
activities for you.
Nagasri, continue.
After that, he's thinking about why the people are in different moods, why they can't be in one emotion.
Okay, so who did he meet? Now you can think of another character. Maybe you can bring in the story someone. Maybe he found a beautiful girl in the street or something like that. Please think about
Yes,
it.
yes, you can create a character here.
You have to create it
Yes.
yourself, guys. You
Yes.
have to create it.
Yes.
Come on. I believe that you can do that.
Yes.
He saw a director is walking on other side of the road, and he asked the director why the people are in different emotions, why they can't be in one emotion.
Good.
Yes,
Mhm.
sir. That man answered, what happens in life?
Turn your
They,
camera on. Turn your camera on. That's disrespectful.
okay, sir. That man answered, what happened in before they are in that emotion, like happiness, sadness, and serious. This is all about the life. What is
Mhm.
happening in the present? They are in that situation, like somebody are emotional and somebody are happy. The
Good.
Okay,
So?
that's your point of view. Next, Nagalakshmi, you try to create your own story. Nagalakshmi.
Okay.
So next, anybody else?
To be in single emotion. Of he told that point and he went. After that, that man is thinking about why I should be only in sad mood, why I can't be in this mood. So he realized that we should not be in one emotion, we should express all emotions, and the story ends.
Great. Fantastic. Well, Hardy, you can see how much our students are creative. Maybe
Yes.
more than we are. We are
Yes,
not that creative.
I have just realized the fact that they are more creators.
Yeah, guys, you have to think all the time. I always ask my students that you should be as creative as possible because we all have this ability. We don't have to be taught about it. You have to use this ability of creativity. So this was just I really wanted other students also to participate, but maybe next time. So thank you very much. Now let's move to another one. This is the platform of creating story. I don't know, maybe you use it or not. So let's use technology. Now I will open the web page where we can create a story together, but I would love to write something. I mean, just let's create a story, and write in a chat box. So the purpose of this story creation is to create your own stories online, and it really gives you more self-confidence. You become more self-confident when you create your own story. You are more independent. You can do it with teacher or just independently. You can use this web. You feel like feel like being have an ownership of this story, that you are the author of the story. And empathy is very important. That empathy, you know, right? What is empathy? To feel like other people feel and to feel their feeling, so that to understand them, how they feel. So this web is imagineforest.com. I have here this web and I will open it right now. Just a minute. Well, still, I can't see myself again. So can you see this web now, guys? Can you see this web?
Yes, we can see.
Okay, so this web is for teachers, for students, and for parents as well. So Hari, you can use it freely. This is, I don't know, this excellent web. You can go there, you can find like activities. There are some other topics, some quizzes, which help for cognitive development of our students, and so, a lot of things. In the library, you can find some other topics to read. I mean, the books, a lot of books here, online, adventures, etc., etc. Now we can start creating our story. And this is the story that we are going to read, but I will show you how to start creation. So you can go here, then you can go one of these stories, but it depends on the stages, what kind of story you want to write. You can just then observe it yourself. I will send you this web page, the address of the web page. So let's start with this one. Here you have a lot of just sections that you can use, but first we have to think of the image, a cover image. What are we going to write today? So as far as we don't have much time, I just created a topic for you, but you can do this in the future independently. You can choose the topic from here, like you can, by the way, the culture from India, look, there are lots of interesting photos, or you can search here, write something, for example, London. I'm sorry, it's right in Georgian, London, then search it, and then you can just see photos of London. So let's start writing, and I'm going to just offer you to start writing with this. Look at this. I selected this image to be very simple for you today. You have to just choose the image, then to go to next page and start writing a story. Look at it. Matilda, I called this lady Matilda. I created this story. So this is not a true story for sure. This is the product of my imagination. You also have to think about your imagination, which is rich. We have rich imagination. I mean, human beings all over the world. So this is Matilda's dream. And we need to write this story in the first person. Okay, so the story that we talked about Tom was in the third person. We were talking about Tom from our perspective. Now we need to write a story in the first person. So this lady is called Matilda. I started the story here. Today I want to share with you my story. This is Matilda's words. I'm Matilda Smith. I live in London. In 3 days, I will turn 16. Last year, my parents died in an accident and I live, so we need to continue the story. Okay, so I will just copy and paste in a chat box. Please write the continuity of it in the chat box. Hari, can you give us can you motivate your students?
Yes, students, I think you have already seen a story of Matilda, and today I want to share with you my story. I am Matilda Smith. I live in London. In 3 days I will turn 16. I will turn 16. Okay. She is going to celebrate her birthday, 16th birthday, and
yeah.
So last year, my parents
she's retelling the story, right? She's retelling the story in the first person, and we need to be empathetic. Empathetic means that we need to understand Matilda's feelings, emotions, and how she feels like. Okay.
Last year, my parents died in accident. So I leave. So you can share the factual information of Matilda. So who can supply the next sentences? You can simply construct one sentence, just one sentence.
Yeah, okay.
Jagadish, you try to construct, yes?
Can you guys, can you write in the chat box so that I can copy and paste it here?
Yes,
and
you
we will
can write in
create
the
our-
chat box. Do you have the chat box? And you can just try to text the sentence, I leave.
So,
Yes.
so can you find the chat box? Where is the chat box, guys? Can you find the chat box?
So students, is chat box accessible to you? Are you able to use the chat box? If you are
Yes, we
unable to
can.
use the chat box, then you can just dictate the sentence. Yes, yes, yes.
Yeah, good, good. I live with my grandparents. Okay, I will just. So what else? Naga, thank you so much. I live with, okay. What about their grandparents? Now she's going to describe her grandparents, right?
Yes. So I live with my
So we
grandparents.
can use like, I live with my grandparents. Who? What? Who?
Yes, who are the grandparents? Who are the grandparents? You can mention, type their names, or you can mention what do they do for living.
Yeah, or you can just describe them.
Yeah, yeah.
Come on.
So you just text it, that one too.
Yeah, in the chat box, you have to write it in the chat. Who? But they are poor. Okay, good. I will write here, but they are poor. Okay. Thank you, Trucy. Thank you. Next one.
You can continue. You can just.
You can continue. Yes, and
Continue.
we're going to write a story about Matilda. I live with my parents, but they are poor. Okay. I also have to work. Oh, great. So have to work to continue life. Excellent. Thank you so much. What else? Come on, everybody. Okay, good. But my parents, you can write it here. Thank you so much. We can write however, okay? Because there is one but here. However, okay?
You have to type it.
So, but I don't like to celebrate my birthday. Okay, guys, you are doing so well. Just a minute. So, however, they want to celebrate my birthday this year, but I don't like to celebrate it. Okay, because I don't like to celebrate it because of money problem. No, but maybe I don't want to celebrate. I don't like to celebrate it. Let's not to repeat the words, okay? But I will leave your idea. My grandparents forced me a lot. Good. What else? So finally, I'm good. Finally, I agreed. Now what happens? What happens? Now we can describe the celebration day. Okay?
So now it is a celebration time. It is a celebration time. Type the celebration related.
Okay, now it's my birthday. Birthday party. Let's write birthday party. Birthday, wait, I'm sorry, birthday. Birthday party in London. Okay, so birthday party in London. So you can find here, for example, the photos of London. And there's something like that. We can use it. You can do this like, okay, so interesting. Okay, good. So this is birthday party in London. What happens next? In my celebration, my grand bring a cake. Okay, I missed this one. I called my friend. Fine. Okay, I called my friend. Sai, can you continue or tell more about your friends? I called my friend. For example, you can bring in another character. I called my friend someone.
So try to create one new character in this story.
Yeah, that is good. You have to
Yeah.
think about another character.
Yes,
So
whether it is your friend or some relative or someone else.
yeah, Sai, can you name your character? Then we move to our relatives.
Yeah, you can
So
name
my
the
friend,
British name.
my friend, someone, or we can help. Okay, let's say I called my friend Jane, who, and we can just collect this information. My friend brought books that's helpful for me. Good, excellent, guys, you are doing so well. So we can say like this. I called my friend Jane, who bought books that will be very helpful to me. Good. I called my relatives too, because I found there is also their relatives. In my celebration, okay, we can write this one here. Cake, birthday cake. My aunt came to me. I felt so happy. Great, great, great. I think you are not ashamed when you are writing. My aunt came to me, like to me, right? And I felt so happy. Okay, what else? My aunt bought me the gift. My grandmother gave me the chain. Okay, good. I will copy right here. My aunt came to me and I thought she bought me the gift. When you bought this chain for me, the gift of maybe flowers, I don't know, as my grandmother gave me the chain. I asked when just a minute, the chain, good. I asked when you bought this chain for me. She told that this is your mother's chain. Oh my God. So for me, she doesn't gift. Finally, I celebrated my birthday. Oh, okay, good. And finally, I celebrated birthday with all blessings. With all blessings, my aunt gave me a gift. We'll have already written my aunt gave me a gift. Blessings. We had lots of fun, and I'm happy to have such wonderful grandparents. I think like that, okay? So, grandparents. So, thank you very much. Now we need to, okay. Now we need to publish. Title is the Matilda's, but we did not say Matilda's dream. What was Matilda's dream? Did we say that? Okay, that's okay.
Students, can you name the story? Can you name a appropriate title to the story?
Private, what is it? Private, okay, public. So guys, you can see, that's okay, Hari, that is okay. So we need now to publish this story. So, and we can download it. I will download it and set it in a chat box so that you can have that, okay? So download your story, view this, download your story, okay, where is this? And I will send it to you. So it means that we will have our story here. Okay. So now in a chat box, I will upload this story for you. Just a minute. This is, and you can have this. Can you find it? Harry, can you find it, please? In the chat box.
Chat box?
Yeah, in the chat box, I sent it.
Yes, I got it.
So this is, okay. So this is our story that we now created all together. So did you like it? Did you like this activity?
Yes, I think my students had a great fun, I think, playing this game.
Yeah, and you
please
can
share
have
me the link, ma'am.
Sorry? Can
Yes.
you repeat, please?
Please share me the link, ma'am.
Yeah, for sure, for sure. Just a minute, just a minute. I will share it right now. Okay. And okay, I will also send some of the resources to your teacher, to Hari, and he will share.
Yes,
So,
I will share through the group, WhatsApp group, no problem.
Okay, guys, I'm really happy that I've spent this hour with you. It was really fun and nice to meet you.
Thank you so much, Irina, for your wonderful creative activities. I bet that anyone, I think any student in this world like your class, because the way that you involve the students in these activities, I think they not only derive the and pleasure doing these sort of activities, but also learn a lot, because today I have identified two students, they have the creative gene in their mind, the kind of creativity they used in framing a sentences and creating a story. And that's the credit goes to you, because you actually succeeded in identifying the some of the students, they have the creative gene. Thank you so much for your time
Thank you.
and
No,
your
thanks a
wonderful
lot.
activity. Initially I had my own doubts whether these kids were able to answer to your activities, but finally you proved that you are a fantastic teacher.
Oh, no. We need to improve ourselves all the time. So the most important thing is that we need to care about our students and their individuality, that all of them are individuals.
Yeah.
And
So before
I'm
we
really
wrap up,
happy.
yes. Before we wrap up this session, and could you please give me a message to my students? Some of the students still they have their own inhibitions. They are doubting their abilities. Some students they have come out with this creative thoughts. So could you please give me a message?
Yeah, for sure, guys. I will tell you. Yeah, what I will tell you the things that I'm telling to my daughters as well, because you need to love yourself the way you are. This is the most important thing, that you don't have to be similar to other people. You don't have to care about some great people in the world, because we are all individuals, and this is the happiness that we need to be original, that all of you have something special here in your mind, in your brain, and you have to unfold it. And I think you also have great teacher, because he cares about you, that he just sent me a message several months ago that I want you to meet my students, and you are really happy for that. And Hari, you are a great teacher, and I'm really happy that today we met each other, and that I don't know, I'm so excited that you really care about your students' future, about their personal lives, about their thinking, etc. So and guys, you have to appreciate your teacher, really. And what is the most important thing in life is to be happy, to be happy. And when we are forced to do something, we are not happy. We're not happy when we are forced. So when we do something naturally that we really like, and when we have good relationship with our teacher, with our friends, and so on, we really feel happy. So happiness is the most important thing. And the happiness comes from your individuality, the way you are. This is most important. You have to just remember that you find yourself and observe your abilities, learning abilities, and ask your teacher, can you give me an advice? How can I learn? Just give an advice. Harry will give you advice, but then you still have to think whether you can learn from this point of view or not, because you have to find yourself. So this is most important for me, that I always just tell my students.